enthusiastic in my support of Prop Z in the upcoming election.
Last November, voters in the San Diego Unified School District were asked to approve an increase in their property taxes to help fix and improve local schools. It was called Proposition Z, and it passed. More than 350,000 people cast votes. All new local taxes, designated for specific purposes like schools, are subject to a public vote. It's a constitutional amendment passed in 1978 as part of Proposition 13. Mello Roos, named after two lawmakers, is a tax created to pay for schools and roads and new developments. Mello Roos is also subject to a vote. But an iNews source analysis shows there is rarely a public vote to approve Mello Roos taxes. Sometimes it comes down to a single person approving the new tax, often the developer. And it's all perfectly legal. Here's how it works. Let's say a developer, we'll call him Joe. We couldn't find a developer who would agree to an on-camera interview. So let's say Joe developer owns vacant land somewhere in San Diego, and he wants to build 1,000 new homes. The city makes Joe pay for the new roads he'll need, the new sewer and water lines, and the school district wants him to help build a new school too. But that's going to cost a lot of money, millions. The Mello Roos law allows Joe to form what's called a Community Facilities District, or CFD, with either the city or the school district or both. A CFD can collect taxes that will pay for the new roads and schools. But the law says in order to levy those new taxes, there has to be a vote. Here's where the county registrar of voters steps into the process.
So when a community facility district is being proposed and the local governmental body wants to propose in a specific area, them or their representatives comes to our office, provides us the information of the proposed area, and asks us to certify the total number of registered voters.
iNews source examined the registrar's files for proposed Mello Roos districts since 1994. Of the 244 proposed districts or expansions of districts, there were 0 registered voters in almost all of them. That's because the land is vacant. No one lives there. The Mello Roos law says if there are fewer than 12 voters in a district, the landowners vote. And in many cases, that's the developer. Remember Joe? A vote of 1. In all, 232 Mello Roos districts are collecting taxes in San Diego County. They generated nearly $200 million in taxes last year in the county. You can see who's paying Mello Roos and how much by going to our interactive map at kpbs.org/taxes.
Joining me with further details in her ongoing Mello Roos tax investigation is iNews Source reporter Joanne Farian. And Joanne, you've been covering this for some time. And one of the things you found early on is that some people were overpaying quite a bit of money on their Mello Roos tax. Give us an update what the county is doing about that.
Sure, Peggy. So as we mentioned in the story about this map, well, homeowners started using this map, and one in particular found out that his neighbor seemed to be paying so much more, $2,000 more a year in this tax. He alerted us. We did some digging, a lot of digging, and in fact found out that the square footage was incorrect according to city records, and so he was being overcharged. Another homeowner, same scenario, although he was paying $6,000 too much a year in these taxes. The city says these two homeowners will get refunds, but they're also investigating the other tax bills for 346 homeowners in this one particular neighborhood to make sure that they're not paying too much as well.
And let's come back to your current information that you have here. The Register of Voters, is there anything they can do to eliminate what appears to be this technicality that allows one developer to vote versus the population?
Well, actually, no, because really, in essence, it's not a technicality. The law, Mello Roos law, says this is the way it works. This is really by design the way that it works. It allows landowners, which normally are the developers, to do this, because when you think of new development, often what you're going to find is vacant land. No one lives there. So by design of the law, that's the way it's going to work.
How about homeowners or prospective new buyers? Is there anything they can do to vote on the tax before it happens?
Well, as part of the law, there is a public process. So what happens when these tax districts or community facility districts are formed, the public has to be notified. The only problem is when these districts are being formed, it's usually years before the houses are built. So you might be someone in the market for a home, but you don't know. It's like if you could time travel and go back in time and attend the meeting, maybe you could speak up. But chances are you don't even know you're in the market to buy that home when this district is being formed.
So that sounds a little depressing at first, but tell us what you can do if you're a home buyer and you want to see whether you're going to have to pay Mello Roos or not.
Really, you should do your homework. The title of our series is Mello Roos, the Tax You Choose. So now what we think we've developed a new tool now for the potential homeowner, which is this map. It allows you to go into a neighborhood. Maybe you want to buy into the Poway School District. It lets you go into a neighborhood, see where the Mello Roos taxes are, see how much they are, because they vary dramatically street to street. So it's another research tool so you can do your homework and decide whether you want to pay it or you want to move somewhere else and you don't want to pay it.
So there's a little bit of help there. iNewsSource, Joanne Farian, thanks so much.